Hi, my name is Roman Garnier. I'm the founder of Space Ghost Playback, and I've been a playback engineer myself for many years. Today I'd like to show you Setlists, which is a Max for Live device that I developed and which allows you to create and manage setlists in Ableton Live in arrangement view. I have a session pulled up here. I have 5 songs in my session, and each one of them has a marker with the title. And I have a MIDI track here that I created for Setlists. So I'm gonna drag and drop Setlists into this MIDI track. Close this. So when you load Setlists for the first time, it automatically sees your locators and populates the drop-down menu, so you can see all your markers here, which is great. If you create a new marker here, the refresh button flashes, which means obviously you need to refresh in order to update your markers list. And then same thing when you delete it. Refresh is blinking. And there you go. On a side note, you only want to use locators for song titles and not for sections. Otherwise, you'll end up with too many markers and it'll be a nightmare. So here's a pro tip. I use a MIDI track right here, and I use MIDI clips for my different sections, verse, chorus, bridge, etc. So you still know where you are and you don't need to use markers for that. All right, so we're gonna start building a set list now. So you can click add all and put all your markers into the queue list, or you can just like select one at a time and build your set list in the order that you want to play your songs, like this, and then this one, and this one. So I've just created a set list, which is great. I can still modify it as I want by selecting one song and then moving it up or down. Rearrange it at will. You can also delete one song at a time and clear all and start fresh again. On the right side, you have your transport buttons. So select the first song, hit play, stop, and then you see that it automatically queues up the next song in the list. So hit play again. Perfect. And previous and next, obviously, to go up and down the list without firing playback. So you can also queue a song while playing with those buttons without affecting playback, which is quite nice. In the bottom left corner, there's a couple features here that I want to talk about. First of all, play next, which allows you to automatically jump to the next song in the list with a MIDI note. So the MIDI note is G8, which is the highest note on the MIDI keyboard. And basically when it receives that MIDI note, it jumps to the next song in the queue list. You create a MIDI clip where you want to stop the song and jump to the next one. And then G8 is the MIDI note that you want. And then enable play next and hit play and see what happens. Perfect. Auto stop now, it allows you to automate playback to stop. So same thing, you want to create a MIDI clip, and this time C-2 is the MIDI note that you want, and enable auto stop, and let's see. Sweet. Now pop up, it opens Setlists in a pop-up window, so you can put it anywhere on your screen, and you can also close down that bottom section and have a little more room to work with. Cool. Now MIDI mapping, so you can map all those functions on a MIDI controller. I have one right here, so let's play with this real quick. Sweet. So now I don't need to use the mouse anymore, and that's great for live performance and stuff. Sweet. All right, perfect. Last thing is the preset section, which is the little drop-down menu here, and this can be a little tricky, so bear with me. There's like 3 different options. Save basically saves the current playlist. There's only 1 memory slot, so you want to basically, let's save one, so let's click save. And now I clear it, and then I recall it with recall. There you go. That's my set list right here. So again, there's only one memory slot, so every time you save, you're overwriting onto the previous one. You can also create preset files, so when you close Ableton or you close the plugin, actually you'll be prompted and asked if you want to save the last set list that you actually saved, if that makes sense. So basically, I'll show you real quick. So I'm going to close my session, save, and there it is. So you can save your sessions. Let's call it show number 1. Cool. And this can be in a folder anywhere on your computer. So let's open Ableton again and grab my session. If I want to load show 1, I click load, and this opens up, and select show 1, open, and here it is. And you can save as many presets as you want. Also, I suggest that you check out the help box here in the corner, and there's plenty of information there if you need some guidance. Otherwise, you can drop a comment or a question, and I'll make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for your support. I hope you enjoy using Spacelist.